Among the many friends here at EMA, we're meeting Cristiano Spadoni again. Welcome to EMA Web TV again. Well, you chaired a very important meeting on climate change. Climate change also implies changes in agriculture, and we have to understand how to behave faced with climate change. We should also investigate how to prevent certain events. Can we talk about it? Yes, sure. You already used two important words, prevention, knowledge, understanding, but I would add adaptation to this. Yesterday, the meeting aimed at presenting a training program for farmers from Emilia-Romagna, from the animal husbandry area, from the vineyard and the orchard area, to study within the project Life Adaptation in Agriculture, Life ADA, the good practices, not just the technologies that we see here on display. So a combination between cultural initiatives, involvement of farmers and technologies to help them adapt to climate change. Just two examples. We referred to how to change pruning modalities to prepare the plants. We talked about variety choices and variety selection. We talked about technologies to dig deep into big data collected in Emilia-Romagna, for example, within this project, to have an outlook on the evolution of climate in the medium to long term, so as to give indications to farmers so that they get prepared. Well, certainly this issue is common to the whole world. In Lake Aral in Kazakhstan, they fish 20% less than they used to. You know, a fisherman could invest in the past and do certain things, and now the situation is completely different. These studies will have to be carried out also in the future. What do we mean by food sovereignty? Well, food sovereignty is indeed a very popular definition today, and a lot is being said also at political level on food sovereignty. This concept, however, dates back to a long time ago. Now it's been added to the name of a ministry here in Italy, but when we talk about food sovereignty, we mean autonomy, the fact that a country can handle and manage its own resources in a sustainable way to tackle a challenge, a global challenge, the challenge of food production and adaptation to climate change. This challenge should not be perceived as something which falls within the competence of the Italian researchers, because it's a global context that we have to tackle this challenge in. You know, as we said, in a few years' time, we will have 800 million people more in terms of global population. So major challenges are ahead of us, and many countries try to be increasingly independent. Think, for example, of cereals not getting to Africa at the moment. You know, digital world, agriculture, food. Well, I'll prepare a cocktail with these words, if you like. Well, the digital world first. You know that I've been dealing with digital agriculture within Image Line and its community of 280,000 operators. Now, digital means increasingly sustainable production. So I would say economic, environmental, social sustainability, but I would also add ethics to this? When we talk about technologies such as artificial intelligence, certainly we also have to combine this with algorithmics, as Father Benanti says. I won't go deep into this, but this has to do with the life of every day, with the everyday life of farmers. Think, for example, of the recognition, the technology for recognition of weeds on the part of a weed-killing robot. Well, this is about artificial intelligence, machine learning, and algorithms. In other words, the digital technology has a very important role to play in terms of computational capacity of computers. Digital technologies should allow for greater usability of the systems that are available. You can see all these systems at AIMA Digital, and they can be investigated further. Let me go off topic. I've known you for some years. You're a young man. You are passionate of agriculture. You study a lot all these issues. You mentioned ethics. I'm a bit older than you are. When I was young, there was an ethical principle that was not to waste anything. We talk about producing, exploiting the land, but in the past we used to talk about the ethical principle of not wasting anything. So, what about this concept? Well, actually, this goes back to my roots. I come from a fishing business and also a peach producing farm in Romagna. So when I used to pick peaches and harvest them, we used to pick up also those that would fall spontaneously on the ground. So zero waste was a principle also for us. The principle of zero waste is crucial. It's most essential. It fits well into what we call the circular economy. Since we have technologies and adequate knowledge, we have the possibility of, using again certain residues of crops or production which cannot be sold. We can do this for energy production and other purposes. Melody, for example, is a company that promotes for example, second quality products like an aubergine that has a nose shape that cannot be sold on the market. But if these new consumption models are proposed, then circular economy has many opportunities to offer to the end user. So Cristiano, stay strong, continue focusing on this because you're working hard at all these points. Thank you very much for having me here. Thanks to